from the Goodbye Good Girl Project. Wow. I've been trying for several days here to get this TikTok thing to go so I can see your comments. This is so freaking annoying. All right, let me see if I can figure that out. Um, studio download? Yeah, I don't know. Live center. Yeah, no. Um, I can try this. I can try this TikTok thingy. Anyway, um, yeah, no, it's fighting with me. I don't understand. I shouldn't have gone. I shouldn't have gone live yet. I should have made sure this was working. But how the hell do you do that unless you go live? So, listen, the reason that I decided to come on today is because I've been watching different things on YouTube and gathering all kinds of information that is really helpful in terms of keeping me from pulling my hair out. I like my hair. I like keeping my hair. And yeah, so watching everything that happens on the news is actually not the best way to have a diet of information. I find it's a lot more helpful to look at both snippets of news, like 15 minutes to 45 minutes of Rachel Maddow or Brian Tyler, I can't think of his last name now, Cohen, or different people who are talking about what is going on from different perspectives. And I don't mean different perspectives like Fox News perspectives. I could give a shit about that. No, these people, no, just no. Um, because it's not news and it's not based in anything other than cruelty and lies. And I don't have time. I don't care. Nah, not my gig. Not my gig, y'all. It occurred to me this morning when I saw people responding to my last TikTok post, where I was talking about my sense, my understanding, my feeling that this regime is going to go crash really quickly. Now, I don't mean really quickly like in a couple of days. I wish I could mean that. I wish that was the truth. It's just not. Um, but I am thinking that by September, we will have seen so much come out. I mean, the Signal Gate thing came out. There are going to be people scrambling to keep themselves from being thrown under the bus, so they'll throw each other under the bus. I mean, the phrase "no honor among thieves" comes to mind. You're going to see this happening more and more. The thing that we want that we're probably not going to have, well, we're not going to have it. We're not going to have this like light switch moment where suddenly everything goes crash and boom, here come the guys with the white hats and the women with the white hats and go, let me rescue you. We're going to need people to rebuild once this all falls to shit. Okay. But we're going to have to be a part of it as well. And I hope we have learned that we have to have a greater input than just voting. I mean, I know I've been one of those who just voted, and I haven't really made my voice heard before now, and I've gone to demonstrations, which is good, but I've really relied on Big Daddy and Big Mommy to take care of things, and apparently they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So um, it's really important that we use this period of time to move into another way of being with each other, and that I don't want to get rid of government. I want to redefine it, and I think that's what's going to happen. We are actually in an evolutionary period. If you don't know the book, The Fourth Turning, you don't have to go read it. I gather it's very, what do you call it? It's like you're going to college, that kind of a book. Not exactly fun. But here's the point of the book. Every 80 years, something happens that our systems completely shift. We completely go into a different way of being. So these 80-year shifts, we're in the 80 year now. And if you go back in history, go back to the 1800s. I believe it was 1860. I didn't do the math before I went live here, but the 1860s, let's say, that was the Civil War, right? You think the system didn't change then? It only completely changed. Now, completely within reason. I mean, we're still not giving people of color, you know, or women or people the respect they deserve. But that was a big shift. That was a big forward movement. Then there was the 1940s, which was when we had, of course, World War II, and the world changed in a big way. Then we became allies with people that dump truck is now busily pissing off, and it's just insane. But anyway, that's what happened at that point. Things started to change. Women started to come into the workplace, and and on and on. We keep going through periods of incredible strife, and when we come out the other side, we are better for it. It doesn't mean we have to enjoy the journey through the eye of that needle. I mean, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me if you're enjoying watching people suffer. I mean, if you are, forget it. I don't really think I want to know you. But, until you wake up and go, oh, that was a bad decision. So here we are in the fourth turning, and fourth is like you have 20 years, 20 years, 20 years, 20 years, makes 80 years. So every 20 years, something goes. It's sort of like those old Matchbox cars where you would scoot them backwards and they would gain speed, and you let them go and they go. Phew. So the fourth turning is when we're going, holy shit, everything's falling apart. And this is what's happening right now. Knowing this gives us a goal, gives us an understanding that we're okay. We're going to be all right. I mean, obviously not all of us are going to be all right because this is a really tough time, right? So what we need is each other. We need community. We need to come together. We need to understand a few things that are not they're not talked about on the news. So let me first of all tell you, I've started a group. It's currently on Facebook until I get the money and the time together to get us into a separate area, a separate app altogether. And it's called Grassroots Solutions Community. Grassroots Solutions Community. Come on and join. What it is we're going to be on that group, and we're also going to have at least once a month Zoom meetings where we can get to meet each other, decide who we like, who we want to trust, who we want to communicate with, and what kinds of information that we can get from each other, because there's so much that we don't know and that we think we're supposed to get all by ourselves, and that's not true. We're here on the planet together to experience the amazingness of being on the planet together. And I didn't know until a week ago that when I was asking a friend who's about 40 years younger than me or more, I said, oh my God, if everything's going to get that expensive, I want to grow vegetables in my apartment. And she goes, well, you can get seeds for free from the library. And I'm like, you can do what now? You can do what now? Really? She's like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So then I was telling another friend about it, and she goes, well, you'd be surprised. You go to your library website and see all the things that you're able to get from them. I mean, to me, this is exciting. This part of this is really exciting. To be able to be sovereign in my own life, to be able to come together with people and not feel so freaking alone all the time, right? To know that you're not the only one out there going, what's happening? Really important. Another thing I want to mention here is if you are watching news and you're only watching news and you're getting all of your information from only news about what's happening, facts, very important, but there's something that you're missing. And I get a lot of this stuff, a lot of the other side, and I'm not talking about the other side of the news. I'm talking about the energy side of things, the unfolding, what's happening on the spiritual side of life, what's happening. And what's happening is really interesting. I've been watching people who are really smart about politics, way smarter than me, who pay attention way more than I do. And these are people who talk about it, do readings, do questioning. They question what's going on. What happened with Kamala? Where did she go? What's she doing? What's happening with Putin? You know, what has happened? What's the energy around this? When is all of this going to end? What's going on with Signalgate? People who investigate and give you a different perspective. And while that may seem odd at first, let me tell you, it gives you a really solid sense that everything is not only happening on the human side of life. There are energies, there are different perspectives of how people are interacting and how they're going to throw each other under the bus, and different pieces of news that come out through those people who seem, oh God, they're so woo-woo. No, they're incorporating both the human and the spiritual, and it provides such relief for the nervous system. It's incredible. So I thought I would come on here and I would talk to you about that, give you that kind of information, because I know some people really find that so helpful. It just reduces the stress level. And I know for me, knowing that what's happening needs to happen, so hard to accept, but that what's happening needs to happen because our system has not been working, right? I mean, in the 40s, we went, oh, I mean, not me, I wasn't born until the 50s, but in the 40s, it was like, oh my God, everything's great. We came through the war, we can buy houses and we can raise families. Yeah, it was good for a certain number of white people, but it didn't include really women. Women didn't have any power still, and people of color and immigrants. I mean, who had any power other than the white men? Still the case. But in the 40s, we said, oh, this is great. But the system still was not working. So here we move forward. Then we get to the 80s, right? We get to the 80s and we go, holy crap, now we've got Reagan and we've got the gold. Gold was the standard of money. I mean, it was what our I can't think of the right words, but our whole financial system was based on the value of gold. And he said, yeah, let's get rid of that. This made our system a lot less solid. Now, don't ask me to tell you more than that, because that's all I know. But I'm sharing my wisdom in case you can go out and research and help me, be smarter. I'm looking for work. I'm starting a business and I'm doing this. So forgive me. There's only so much I can do. And so we do that. We go into that whole period, and suddenly things are really different. The other thing that happens with Reagan that I found out, I learned about, I know more about this than the financial, is that Reagan removed the law that made it so that if you went onto radio or TV, you had to represent both sides of an argument, Democrat and Republican. That's the way the news used to be, was reporting on both perspectives. And it was news. It wasn't Fox News list. It wasn't bullshit. It wasn't manipulative crap. It was, and Republicans and Democrats weren't that far apart. We just weren't. It just was a whole different thing, but it started to be a really different thing in the 80s, and just has gone on to ruination from there. The Tea Party came in, then all this bullshit with MAGA. Please, give me a fucking break, honestly. Entertainment purposes only, by the way, because apparently you can get in trouble for saying stuff like this unless you tell everybody, hey, just entertaining. And I am an entertainer, so that works well. But the point of this is to give your nervous system some rest, because when these people who are doing readings, and I will give you the names of these channels because, honey, I live on them. They give me relief from my own worries and help me see the other side, the feminine side, if you will, not the female side, but the feminine side, the energy side, the unfolding, the life side of what's going on. And so I don't only look at facts from the news, from like wonderful Rachel Maddow and other people like that, but I can see that there's something happening here that is bigger than the news. I'm not sitting around waiting for the world to fall apart, because you know what? It's the system that's falling apart. And you know what? Somebody told me this was going to happen. Some spiritual woman, I don't even remember her name, but she was some kind of leader back in the day. And in like 2008 or something. She said, all of the systems are going to fall apart. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, everything. She goes, everything, governmental, banks, everything. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, yeah, it'll be sometime after 2012. 2012 is when uh, much more light started coming into the planet. And so things started to be revealed, like darknesses started to be revealed. And we started to see that things were shitty. And we started to go, got to make some changes here. And we started to panic. And we saw that the people in charge were either the people who wanted to keep us down and get more and more power, or we saw the people who were in power who wanted to at least try to give as much as they could to the rest of us who were sitting here going, I'm just trying to make a living and get through. So it's gone on. It's like this breakdown has gone on, and we've watched it. We've been like the frog in the water. You know the story, the frog in the pot of water, and very, very, very slowly the heat gets turned up until suddenly, when it's too late, the frog's like, shit, I'm in boiling water and I'm dead. Well, we have a real benefit right now, which is that all of this is unfolding so fast. And it can feel abusive, it can feel overwhelming, and we do have to protect ourselves by making sure that we rest. We have to make sure that we take time away from the stresses, and there are also other ways we can take care of ourselves, so many ways. But we also have to understand that this is moving quickly and that this is wonderful, because if this were stretched out over 4 years, what we would run the risk of then is seeing something happen, getting used to going, holy crap, what's happening? This is awful. And then like going, oh, well, I guess that's the way it's going to be. And then something else happening. We would not be in the street by millions. We would not be standing up. We would not be going, I've had enough. But because it's happening quickly, because it's like unavoidable, we are up and we are moving and we are creating a scene, and we are going to see increasingly things coming out. I saw something go by on my YouTube earlier today about Marjorie Taylor Greene. That idiot is somewhere in some kind of scandal now. Color me unsurprised. The hatred in this country, the hatred of one another, to the point where we want to, people who have the control say, I don't want you to have the Department of Education. I don't want you to have your Social Security. I don't want you to have this. I don't want you to have that. It is insanity, and I think it is the insanity of the system breaking down. My real sense is that this is overall a really good sign that we are coming to the end of a system, and we're going to have a whole different way of setting up a system. I hear people talking about rewriting the Constitution, which I think is a really good idea, because we, the people, referred only to the white man. Okay? Didn't refer to Indians. It didn't refer to women. It didn't refer to people of color, of other colors. I mean, like we, the people, did not mean we, the people. So we need to have a constitution that covers we, the people. And that can only happen when we no longer have this garbage where we've got people buying elections, buying, just buying everything, instead of our government being really run by us. My God, the GOP will not go to their town hall meetings. Can you think of a better way to commit political suicide? I mean, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. These people are just going, oh, well, I guess I'm just out of here. I'm just not going to, because I don't know what to say other than I love Trump. Well, I don't. It is said that this is his soul contract, SOUL, that this is Trump's sole contract, is to come and quickly destroy the system. Well, it's not very pretty. But if it leads to us creating a new system, I'm all for it. So sorry that this might feel a little rushed. I'm kind of feeling impassioned, and I'm also kind of feeling hungry. I haven't had much to eat today, so I'm going to go and I'm going to eat something. And I hope that you will join my YouTube page, subscribe, share it. My purpose in life is to get people into their sovereignty, into their uh, self-awareness and their power, because power is not this kind of power. It's not power over. Power is the ability to create, to co-create, to create change in our own lives and in others. And I hope you will check out some of my other videos about how I used that actual vibrational power, emotional power, and mental unkinking of wrong beliefs to heal myself of clinical depression after almost 40 years. So join me. I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. Um, Let me know how I can help, okay? And also join the Facebook page if you want to be part of a community that is going to help each other with information and connection, and not being alone throughout this really tough time. It's called Grassroots Solutions Community. That's Grassroots Solutions Community. And I welcome you. Thanks so much for joining me here this evening. And have a good night. Be kind to yourself. Please be kind to yourself and to each other.